Hello everyone, I'm Marina and it's Sakramel School. It's not that easy to correct the mistakes of another nail tech. Some techs never do it. They remove the coating and do a new extension. In this video, I will show you how to correct the mistakes of another nail tech. We will work with an interesting shape, Stiletto. I've never shown it on my channel. It's been really popular lately. We will extend some nails, do a clear French tip, and a cool voluminous design. It's going to be another exciting video. Don't forget to give a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and without further ado, let's get into it. My model is here. Let's take a look at her nails. They are all different in length and shape. It was the point of the manicure. I can see that some nails have broken and my model had to fix them with a super glue. The thumb is looking to the side. We need to correct it. When viewed from the side, we can see a layering near the cuticle. It means that there is too much material. The ring finger is all bumpy and the middle one is growing upward. We need to fix it to create a sharp shape, otherwise the nails will remain upgrowing. We will remove the index one completely and we'll fix the thumb by changing its growth direction, adding the material to the side. Using a clipper, I remove the glued free edge. Hold the nail a bit so that it doesn't fly into your eye. Looking at the cut, we can see that the nails were built up with a clear sculpting gel and covered with a camouflage one. Now let's remove the coating up to a thin underlay, setting up the maximum speed. I'm using a green carbide drill bit. Yellow is always a bit translucent by its texture, and it was applied over white for more density, but the layer was too thick. Some of the areas have not cured and the drill bit gets clogged. So I have to clean it before moving further. Once it's all clean, I can move on. Otherwise, it will heat up the surface and your client may feel burning. I narrow down the sidewalls on the ring finger so as not to file later. I remove the coating completely from the nails I will extend. I leave a thin layer I will file later. Using an orange stick, I lift up the cuticle. It gets stuck. Here I can see that there is a cut from the previous manicure. So we need to get not under the cut, but over it to open up the cuticle. At this stage, I file the nails, shape them, and prepare for sculpting. We need to remove the free edge completely to set up the form. On the ring finger, I place the file diagonally to narrow down the nail. When viewed from the side, the lower parallel should be straight in stiletto nails. I smooth out the transition between the natural nail and the artificial material. I remove the liftings. Such shape can't be short, so we keep the length. The lifting on the ring finger gets bigger when I file it, so we need to remove it completely. It happened because the gel leaked, or there was a layering near the cuticle. I draw a straight line through the center of the cuticle. The nail goes to the side, so I file the right side and will add the material from the left. At first, it seemed that the nails lasted perfectly, with no liftings. But removing the coating, I can see that the liftings go up to the center of the natural nail plate. The reason may be in the poor quality material, or a thick layer that did not cure in the lamp. I prepare the cuticle for sculpting. You can do it either before or after filing. I only lift it up a bit now, using a red flame drill bit, 0.23 in diameter. And I will cut it after filing. Forward position, I process the left side and the side sinuses. Once I'm done with the left sides, I switch the rotation direction and process the right side and sinuses. I remove all the dust and dehydrate the nail plate. I apply a primer on the natural nail. There is no need to apply it on the artificial material. I apply a thin layer of a base coat, a hard one for a better bonding. I cover up the natural nail, getting on the artificial part a bit. Send it to the lamp to cure for 1 minute. And move on to the form setup. For the stiletto shape, we tilt the form down a bit, so I need to cut off the side parts. I make cuts at the gross point and check the template. If it fits nicely, I can remove it from the substrate. Here we need to stick it together symmetrically, ear to ear, so that it's straight. Now we can set it up to the nail. Sticking the lower parallels, getting under the finger, and pressing. I shape it into a thin needle. Turn it away to check the symmetry. I draw a straight line from the gross point to the length I need. This way, I can see if the form is set up correctly. I make cuts so that the form could fix well under the finger. I've set up 2 forms, and now I move on to the underlay. I will use this clear high viscosity gel. I apply it on the nail plate, grab enough gel for the underlay, put a drop, and form the length. Spreading it on the sides, there should be a straight line from the gross point. To speed up, I form the underlays on 2 nails. Compare the lengths so there is no extra gel to file off later, or the nails aren't too short. Before curing, squeeze the forms a bit and send to cure for 30 seconds. Remove the forms now, before they unstick and deform the underlay. I push the form with an orange stick. Squeeze and lower down. We're done with the underlays. Now moving on to the architecture. I'm using a clear gel as well. Spread it all over the nail. Paying special attention to the nail plate perimeter. There are often liftings in these areas because the techs don't apply the gel there. I grab a big drop and put it in a stress zone. I put it down and spread it near the cuticle. The brush angle is 45 degrees. That was the main mistake of the previous coating. There was too much gel near the cuticle, and we need just a little bit, so that there is no layering when the nails grow. The transition will be smooth and there will be a little chance of liftings. It's so nice to work with thick material, since it doesn't flow anywhere. I just pull from the top, spreading it on the sides a bit. The nail is long, and the highest point, the apex, should be in the upper part. Send it to cure for 1 to 2 minutes, depending on your gel. If your client feels burning, tell them to get the hand out of the lamp. Wait for a few seconds and send it back. I continue laying out the gel on the rest of the nails without getting too deep, so there are no bubbles. I barely touch it. This technique reminds aligning with a base coat. I pop the bubbles or take them out. I go in 2 steps on the thumb. First, I apply the gel on the left side to even out the shape. And now I form the architecture. Done with the layout, now proceed to filing. I narrow down the side walls, placing the file straight along the sides. Then I turn the hand to the side and file lower parallels. They should go straight from the gross point. I file the cuticle zone. I move carefully so as not to overfile and shape the surface with long moves. Make sure that the tip is thin and sharp. I turn the hand away to check the symmetry. It's really important for the stiletto shape, since even a 1-degree angle mistake will be noticeable. While filing the thumb, I can see that the tip is not sharp enough, so I add some more gel, barely touching. Then cure and continue filing. There is a layering from the inside, so we need to file it out with a carbide drill bit. I buff the surface first with a rough and then with the soft side of the buffer. I get back to the manicure stage and cut the cuticle with scissors. I remove all the hangnails with a carbide polisher. Now I dehydrate the nail plate and move on to the design. I will use thick white gel polish. The nail bed part will be white. I step back from the cuticle. I will get there later with a thin brush. And now, using the side of the brush, I draft the future nail bed part. And now, using a thin brush, I even out the outline. I will apply 2 layers of white, using a thin brush near the cuticle. Remove the tacky layer and start rubbing in some nail powder. Since we're using nail powder not over the natural nails, we can top it off with a matte top straight away. Apply it only on the nail bed part. To align the top, you can turn a hand over. I cover up the tip and the inside part with a glossy top and cure from both sides. For the voluminous design, I will use the same thick gel. I remove the tacky layer from the matte top. And now, let's do some magic. This manicure reminds me of swirls that appear on a wintry, icy window. I grab the gel with a thin brush. They should be high enough so that the design looks voluminous. If you don't have such thick gel, you can cure a liquid one in between so that it doesn't flow. The first layer isn't too voluminous. We make it bigger with the second and the third ones. On the second layer, we add volume to some of the lines. Not all of them, creating a 3D effect. It looks cooler when some of the elements are higher. And under the glossy gel, our nail powder shines with all the colors of a rainbow. Here's the finished result. These nails look fantastic. They are sharp, they shine gorgeously, and are topped off with an amazing design. So it was a pure pleasure to sculpt these nails. If you like them, then write in the comments. Success in your work. Bye bye.